1436 Wisconsin Avenue, the site of Vanguard Phenomena, my rare book shop, which I occupied from 1980 to 1982, until it was set afire by an arsonist on the Labor Day weekend, a Saturday. Next door to it was a men's clothing store, and now I'm going to show you what it was like to enter my store. It was just a door on the street, and it was usually open, and you could just walk in and ascend a fairly intimidating flight of stairs. Well, this takes me back. I haven't been back here since Labor Day weekend of 1982, where that white car is now. That's where I parked my car, and I resided in the building where you can see a window up on the third floor, and actually someone doing renovation work, it appears. And after being in the store for a little more than 2 years, I came back on the Saturday of a Labor Day weekend in 1982, and went to sleep perhaps at 2:30, and the next thing I was conscious of was being asked by an intern in the intensive care ward of the Washington Hospital Center to identify myself. Eventually I learned through a reconstruction of the whole event that an arsonist had thrown a molotov cocktail at my car in that position. The car had exploded, the flames had carried up the rest of the building, and one reconstruction has me at the window yelling out, "What in the hell's going on out there?" And then I think I was overcome by smoke and lost consciousness. And after a 7-week process in the Washington Hospital Center, I was released and became an outpatient. And the first aesthetic response, I think, that I was fully involved with was a performance by the choreographer David Gordon and his troupe, which intrigued me, and I did a certain amount of research and found an important aesthetic document that he had written. And when I read it, I realized some of the language, especially this diction, pertained to the way I thought about my experience of being burned. So eventually I was able to work with that material and come out with my own translation, really, of his aesthetics into mine, plus my personal experiences of the situation. And I think I'd like to read this text that I wrote and published in the fall of 1982, which has to do with both the experience of being burned and the experience of recovering. It's called "It's About Time." Writing occurred via David Gordon, in self-defense at least, accommodating each lump of newly grown flesh. Turning still explosive material with its catalyst in a bathtub waiting, to which I'd become addicted, to effect bloody intermissions between performances. The name stuck, TV Reel. I dealt with situations as a voyeur. Choreography ran rampant in a circle forever, never-breaking rhythm. Performing simultaneously, I improvised a series of verbal directions. A fireman is playing the dashboard at Carnegie Hall. One time a boxer, another a bride. A continuity of intention, continuously halting within an extended performance zone, would bring an abrupt end. I left the stage. In retrospect, they're all nodding their heads. Either way is fine with me. No one was bored. Each time is the first time. I became determined to hold on to the original. The forced momentum, when both the energy of the performers and audience is waning, and its pulse and insistence are both heroic and inane.